Welcome to the Required Podcast, episode 1, if that makes any sense. This is the second episode. I'm Console Required.
I'm C-Max Survival.
I'm Gelf.
And I'm Hot Slice.
We're so formal this time around. Last time it was like,
It
yeah,
really
I'm
is,
I'm
yeah.
Brandon, I'm Cody, I'm
Yeah,
Tiffany,
yeah.
I'm
I
Nathan.
almost went because I was waiting on you. I was waiting, hoping you were gonna say I'm Console Required, Brandon, and then I was gonna say I'm C-Max Survival, Cody, but you didn't. So I was just like, I'm just going formal, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
you
said
know what?
Console
Let's-
Required, and
let's-
I was like, I don't normally say that, so I don't
Let's
know
go
why.
live and redo it. Let's just redo it right now. Go, CR.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Hi, I'm Brandon, your sensual host.
Oh my god.
Cody,
How
what
do you
the
follow
fuck?
up that? How do you follow that?
I'm sure
I
Cody has
came in
something.
my pants. I don't know what happened.
Hi, I'm
He
Cody.
went
I just
sensual
came
with
in
me.
my pants.
Oh shit. Oh my god. All right.
Anybody else want to turn? No? All right, let's continue.
No.
So
It's
I
past.
have-
It's past.
I have a list of, and we don't have to get to this right now. Maybe later. It's up to you guys.
Oh, continue.
I have
Yeah.
a list of postal stories, and if you guys, and I know you
You
guys
definitely
know,
have to go through a few of them.
I know you guys know, but audio listeners, I'm a mailman for the United States Postal Service, and let me tell you, we see shit every day. Literally every day I go to work, there is something that is just like, how
I will say
does
you-
this happen? How?
You've told me a few, and I don't remember them because my memory's horrible. So
Even
I
now,
can
go with
totally
the
hear
first
them
one.
again.
Let's go. I want to
okay,
hear these. I
I'm
want
gonna,
to
Go
I'm gonna
for
read,
it.
I'm gonna
They're
read,
good.
I'm gonna read some of the list. I'm gonna let Gelf pick because you guys have heard most of these. So we have, and some of these are a little bit longer than others. It doesn't matter though. So we have Dick Story, we have Bong Sunday, we have Dog Attack, we have Daylight Hooker, Rainy Day Fist Fight. Okay, well,
No.
that piqued your
Daylight
interest?
Hooker.
Daylight
We gotta
Hooker?
go with
That's
Daylight
a good
Hooker.
one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay.
that's a good one.
Now, just to be clear, it's Daylight Sex Worker.
Sex
Hooker
worker.
is
See, I was gonna
derogatory.
say daylight
Sex worker.
streetwalker, but that sounded a little too disrespectful. If that's even a case for that, but
That sounds like Raiden striding across the screen towards Katana.
yeah, just
you know?
walking. yeah. It's like blade type. But yeah.
Okay, so if a lot of people actually
Yeah.
don't know this,
Sex
but on-
worker, yeah, that's good.
a lot of
God
people
dang it.
don't know this, but on Sundays, like today, United States Postal Service uses their city carrier assistants, the CCAs, to deliver Amazon packages, and only packages on Sundays. So we go in, we basically just grab like 100 different stops worth of packages, and then drive off and go deliver them throughout the day. So, and this was probably a month or two into my employment, and mind you, like right now I'm hitting 10 months, so it's been quite a long time. This story has fucking stuck with me horribly for that long. And okay, so if anybody, okay, so I'll just say we're in Wichita, the Wichita area, Wichita, Kansas, and so if anybody's like listening, hold on, wait, is
That's
my
the
fucking-
home of Dennis Rader.
Oh yeah,
Yay.
thanks. Oh god damn it.
Park
Thanks.
City. We,
yes. Oh my god.
Man,
That's what we love to be
know
known for.
Sorry, I know we did audio tests beforehand, but like my audio bar isn't moving and it's scaring me, and I'm pretty sure it is because I heard myself. Anyway, we'll continue, and we'll just, if I'm not here, then this is gonna be fucking.
You can
waste
cut
time.
that 5 seconds out.
So anyway, okay. So we're in Wichita. and if
Mark
any-
it.
And you guys will know, Gelf won't, but South Broadway is a fucking scary
Oh, yeah.
area. This is the type of area that,
Is that-
you don't. Go ahead.
Is that where they have like all those stupid fucking car
Car lots,
buying places?
motels,
Yes,
and-
yes. Oh yeah. I know exactly where you're
This is
talking
the
about.
type of place that you don't want to walk out bright as day noon. Like you don't want to be anywhere around here. It's
definitely scary. It's a weird spot.
I have this. We have this turn-by-turn GPS. So in our packages, it it says, it tells you exactly where to go. I'm like, okay, cool. And I pull up into this fucking shady motel, and I'm like, oh no, there's people sitting outside, and like there's clearly like hooker ladies and like some pimps because like they're hanging out with all the ladies, and like the windows are all shattered and boarded up, and like the motel is still open. It blows my mind. And it's a tiny parking lot, so I'm like shuffling around my LLV, and like they have small turning radius, so it works out really well. And this fucking lady, she's out like swinging her arms, and she's yelling at traffic, and she's running across Broadway, which is like super like heavy traffic. And like people are riding by on bikes, and she's like screaming at them for no reason. They're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Crack cocaine.
And so the ruling with the United States Postal Service is if you don't feel comfortable delivering mail or any package at any given time, you don't have to. You just don't. So
really?
Yeah.
Anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere. If you don't feel comfortable.
No shit.
Mind you can't be discriminating against people. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Well,
I didn't know that.
imagine how
That's kind of
scary-
cool.
Imagine how scary it is for people who have to live there and do business there.
Yeah.
I mean, God, sex
That's a
work,
normal day
sex
for
work in
them.
general is
Yeah, it's gotta be
terribly
insane.
dangerous.
But
But I mean, these people live in this area, and it's scary for you, but they gotta live there. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But so she's like flinging her arms, and I park, I don't get out, I lock my door, and I pull up my phone, and we work out of a different station on Sundays, so I call the lady, and mind you, this is my first 2 months in. I'm still finding out what rules we can and
That
can't do.
reminds me of fucking the vacation of roll them up.
Oh yeah.
It's just the old school vacation of roll them up. Goddamn. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Chevy Chase.
And so I call the supervisor. I'm like, hey, there's this like lady out like swinging her arms. She's yelling at traffic. She's freaking me out. This motel looks like shit. And like, there was no number to deliver to the package anyway, so it was just I couldn't deliver it. Period. But it was already like, and she's like, no, just just mark it as no access, and then just bring it back, blah blah. And in mid conversation on the phone, this screaming lady comes up, taps on my window, and is like, hey, Mr. Postman, you looking for a good time? And I was just like, and our windows are huge, like you can see me clearly.
Yeah.
I just put my hand over my face, like, oh my god, fucking like it's so awkward. Like, get away from me, dude. And like before I could even just be polite and be like, oh no, I'm good, thank you. Like she turned around and yelled at a guy on a bike passing by, and then she beelined across the street. I'm like, what is happening? Like, it was just so weird. Like, oh my god. And that's normal.
That's definitely how you know it's not necessarily just sex work. There's probably some things involved in that.
I mean, this lady was on something. It wasn't
something for sure.
I don't know what it could have been.
I know that area. Definitely something for sure. Oh my god.
He was on bath salts.
Fucking
yeah,
probably.
Possibly yelling at random bicyclists.
I mean, it was every person that would walk by. I mean, she would scream at them like they had done her wrong. Like, it fucking blew my mind.
Why ain't you fucking me? You know.
Pretty much. Well, you don't think this ass is good enough?
Yeah, this ass ain't good. Come on.
I have a similar story from working at GameStop. If
OMG.
Not quite as crazy as that, but do you mind if I
suck your dick for Halo?
Go for it. I'll suck your dick.
Now, okay, so I went to grad school in New York, and I lived in Troy, New York, which, if you guys are familiar with that, the nickname's Collar City because it used to be the home of, back in the day when they had they still do, but the removable collars that guys would wear with like their nice shirts.
No.
That's
okay.
Yeah, well, anyway,
yeah.
I'll Google it.
No, I don't know removable collars.
Yeah. Is it kind of like the priest thing?
Yeah, is it
really.
like that? No?
It's more like a formal shirt, but anyway, beside the point.
Really? That's crazy.
It's a fairly rough area, and it was my first experience living kind of in an urban environment, and I got a job at the GameStop because I transferred up, just up in the shopping area that was a little bit away, but so I get there and, it's normal GameStop work, not really that big of a deal. And I had been there for about, 6 to 8 months, somewhere in there. And I'm used to kind of the schedule at this point. In this area, you have a lot of trade-ins and returns at the beginning and the end of the month because people are trying to make rent. They're trying to do this or, on the weekends when they need crack.
Oh, well.
And
yeah, that happens here. Every big city.
We had this one customer come in with a huge collection of games. Like, we're talking Xbox, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, like lot of fucking, don't get ahead of me here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh shit. No, just.
And he comes in with like 3 or 4 big shopping bags, then goes out and gets 2 more. And we're looking at each other like, this is kind of shady. So my manager goes in the back and he's got a friend who works at the cop shop, and he calls him And I'm up front. I'm the only one there because the other guy's on break. So this guy comes in, he's dropping off his bag. He's like, all right, so how long you think this will take? I said, give me about half an hour to just get everything, settled out and to give you an amount. And he's like, okay, well, I'll be back then. So he leaves the store. Not fucking allowed. This is somebody else's property, whether it's his or not.
Oh.
It's somebody else's property. And when you leave it in the store, like, we're not responsible for it. So if somebody like walked in, grabbed a bag and ran out, we'd be in trouble. So I try to stop him from leaving. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll be over at Dunkin' Donuts. And the Dunkin' Donuts is across like this little highway, not like a full blown exits highway, but a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
So I watch him run across, and I'm like, "Fuck!" My manager comes out of the back, and he says, "Yeah, my buddy will be out here." And holy shit! And he sees the pile. Oh my God. So we start unloading the bags just to see what it all is. Half of them are still in the fucking shrink wrap.
Oh, yeah, red flag.
Yeah, that's a big red flag.
And the really big thing is the ones that weren't in the shrink wrap still had all the manuals and the codes in them. So
he just
they're
ripped them
fucking
off.
new.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
Wow.
just we were so freaked out, and it was just white guy with blonde hair, a jacket. Like, the guy looked completely fucking normal, but when he brings in all these bags, we're kind of like, eh. And I can see him across the street leaving the Dunkin' Donuts. And we've got these games spread all over the counters, and there's nobody else in the store. So my manager and I are looking at each other going, what the fuck do we do? And finally, another car comes in, and my manager's buddy from the police force walks in like maybe 2 minutes before this other guy gets to our door, and he sees him from the side of the road as he's pulling open the door. And you can tell a cop because of the way they walk, the way they look, their haircut, whatever.
Right.
And I watched this guy with his big ass fucking Dunkin' Donuts stop dead on the side of the road, our side of the road, turn around and run back across to the Dunkin' Donuts. And
nope.
Right, exactly. So the guy comes in, and we explain to him, like, look, this is how we know that this is questionable. Oh, can you give me a description of the guy? Like, yeah, sure, here you go. He's actually right there. And the guy, like, I didn't hear the conversation because, police business and da-da-da-da. I went in the back. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. My manager's like, yeah, maybe you should go. And I'm sitting in the back, and I'm kind of like peeking out the window, and I can see the cop and the dude standing in front of the store, and the dude's like pissed, and he's like, no, he's like waving his hands like, no, they're totally mine, blah 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 blah. I went on my lunch, came back, the guy, the games, the cop, everybody was just gone.
They took it all?
Complete silence. Yeah, I guess
I was wondering, if they took it all, if you guys kept it.
No, we wouldn't keep it. That's
I would imagine, especially with the theft.
Possession of stolen property and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how it played out because open investigation, etc., not allowed to know. But it was one of the funniest fucking things to see this guy with his big ass coffee stop dead in his tracks and truck it back across the road.
Nope, I'm leaving.
We ended up counting it up, and it was over like $500 in trade-in, not actual value in trade-in.
That's not like store credit, right? Like store credit's bigger?
Oh, no. Store credit is $500 in store credit.
Oh,
and if any of you know GameStop, you know how much $500 of in-store
it's more than that.
That's like 10 cents a game. Like, goddamn.
yeah, basically, yeah.
So yeah, that's my terrible
GameStop.
New York GameStop story.
That's hilarious. Hold on, where did you grow up?
Southern Minnesota.
And then you moved to New York?
For grad school.
No shit. And then now are you in Texas now?
I'm in Texas now, yeah.
How many states have you been to? Just those 3?
Oh, how many states have I been to? The only state I'm missing is Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
Yeah, no, I've been
that's the one other state I've been to. I've been there because my brother was in the military, and he was stationed in Hawaii, and so I just got a flight out there, and I stayed with him for a week. I visited a different beach every week.
That'd be so
It was unbelievable. Even so, though, some of them were like not as popular or like big, but like we went to this one. We call it Secret Beach, and it was
Not so secret.
no, it was secret. There was literally only 2 other people there, and there's a lot of coral around, so it's kind of hard to like be shallow into it. But it was also an overcast day, and so you don't want to go out farther because that's when sharks feed. So you don't want to go out there. But
Oh my
there
God.
was a guy surfing out there, and it was pretty weird. But
They have a schedule for the shark feeding.
yeah, when it's overcast,
Thank
that's
God
when
they have a
sharks come
schedule
out.
for the shark
Yes,
feeding.
it's ridiculous. But then we went to this. There's 2 other beaches. There's this one where I think it was Waikiki. No, that sounds too popular. But there's one where you jump off this cliff. It's a pretty popular cliff there. Oh, I think it's Waimea Bay, maybe. But you jump off this cliff, and it's like, I don't know, 40 feet. I was going to say 17 feet,
Jesus,
but I think it's like
no.
40 feet. Yeah. And then that day we went, like, it was shallow waters. It was a shallow flow in of water. So, like, you basically, you wait until the locals start jumping, and then you jump. Because you don't want to, you go off them because they know all the flows of water.
So
So,
Mhm.
fucking die.
yeah. Well, and I'm unbelievably terrified of heights.
Oh, me. Oh, I trust
But-
me. I'm there. I'm there.
No, I couldn't work at a certain spot at my job because it was
No, I-
fucking 20 feet off the
I
ground.
can't climb a ladder without
dude,
going.
dude, tell me that I start sweating. My hands start sweating. I'm freaking out. No, and so we were waiting up there, and my brother's done it a few times, but we were waiting up there, and then the locals started jumping. So, but it was still so shallow. You had to wait until it came in, and it was deep enough for you to jump into, and then the water would go out, and you have to wait every time the waves came in, basically. And I was up there so terrified. Like, I was just sitting there.
Fuck
My
that.
brother jumped, and I was like freaking out, and he was like, "Jump!" And I fucking paused,
Oh
and
no.
then it was like on its way out, and I happened to jump, terrified because you get that free fall feeling. It's so crazy for that far. It's like I've never felt that feeling since then. But and you just jump, and I landed, and I was like close to the bottom, but I wasn't. I happened to make it in time, and I was like, okay, that wasn't bad. So I did it twice, but I had to do it again. The second time was not too bad, but it was so terrifying. But the waves get so big on that beach, you can just being on the regular beach, you can, as the waves suck out, you go in, you swim with your arms, and then you get sucked up with the waves as they come back in, and it drops you like 3-4 feet onto the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But you catch some water too. My brother said there was this guy one time with his military group. They went and they did the same thing, but the waves were a little bigger, and he caught like a 10-footer or higher, and on just a beach, and he dropped 10 feet and hit just
Oh.
the sand. Yeah,
Jesus.
it's fun. It was so fun because like if you don't have a surfboard or anything, it's cool to just like catch it and come back in. You kind of ride the wave in. It's pretty fun. But
Pretty
then there's this one beach we went to. It was like, which this is the most packed one, but it was like when you walk on it, it's like walking on baby powder. It's
Oh, that's
the
weird.
sand was so soft. It didn't make sense because I've been to several other beaches before then, and then that you just hit there and it's so soft. It's like you can never get it off you. It's so soft. You're just walking, and it's like walking in baby powder. It's so weird. That's the only way you can describe it.
So
Did you-
I
The beaches
don't.
were cool.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
you
go ahead,
continue.
Tiffany.
No.
You're fine.
Oh.
Okay, so
No,
I just. Oh, sorry. God
Oh
damn
my
it.
God!
Tiffany, go ahead. Tiffany, tag.
I was just gonna ask, hey, console. Jesus Christ, I'm out of it. Cody, did you go to the beach that has the black sand?
No, because they were on one island, and when I went there, I was trying to save up some money, and I planned to take I think it was a ferry to go to I wanted to go to the volcano, but at that time we didn't have enough time, and I was saving up money for a tattoo there, but then that guy didn't have enough time, so it was like scheduling was kind of shitty. But no, I there was a couple beaches I wanted to go to. I did see a beach with those tortoises you can't touch because it's illegal, and they will fine you like a motherfucker. But
Because
there's
they're
like
gonna
these
go extinct,
old
or-
ass these old ass sea turtles. Yeah, like there's this beach. They sit on this beach, and if you go touch them, you go to jail. It's nuts, dude. It's crazy.
How dare you?
They save them.
touch
So
my
yeah,
turtle.
it's so yeah, you touch my damn turtle.
Okay, so I don't
Anyway,
want to
yeah.
freak you out, but if you jumped from, how did you land in the water? Feet first, or did you dive?
Oh,
Like
straight
pencil
feet
dive?
first. No, hell no. Feet
Okay.
first.
So
Well, I'm
the
breaking
thi- I
my
don't-
legs over my neck.
I don't want to freak you out or anything, but a fall from 30 feet.
hmm
Do you know how fast you're going?
No, let me tell you, it was horrifying to my brain.
You were going over 30 miles an
Yeah,
hour when
yeah,
you hit that water.
It's horrible. And I jumped late, and I was like, my brother jumped, and he was like, I'll tell you when to jump. And so I was sitting there ready. And like the cliff, like the rocks you jump off of are kind of pointy, so like it doesn't feel good on your feet. But so like I went up to the edge, and I went to jump. I was like, oh shit! I stopped for a second, and then he was like, oh, you gotta jump. So I jumped, and it was definitely like probably a half second, 2 seconds, or a half second to a second late, which is with waves wise, because you're probably 20 feet from the beach. It's not that far, so it's like when you're jumping off, it's you got a limited amount of time if you get that like shitty waves cycle. So
The reason why you
it's-
jump early is because if you jump in while the water's going out, you will get sucked into a riptide and no one will
Yeah.
ever fucking
Yeah.
see you again.
I was super terrified of that because I'm super terrified of a lot of things because I'm a
Wait,
little
what
baby.
the
but
fuck is going on? I thought it was
Yeah.
just a good time. What happened?
No, it's
That's
good, but-
Scary. No, fuck that.
You're
I
a
don't-
fucking
I will say-
survivor.
no.
He's a
I
war
will say-
hero. Get this man a goddamn
no, shut it. No, we weren't that far out to where like I don't think it was hardcore waves. It was definitely like just a normal. It wasn't like a because when we were at that secret beach with the overcast, those waves were way more intense. But you can't. And I hit coral a few times. It hurts like a
Ooh.
motherfucker.
And it
'Cause-
festers and it gets bad.
Well, it doesn't get stuck in our skin. You have to hit it pretty hard, but like we try to we didn't go too far out. You just got to kind of like it was weird. Like you got to kind of catch it and then like ride it and like while you're riding it, kind of look down and kind of guide yourself around. But I've clipped them to where it skinned me, like skinned my knee or something. And it that spot with the overcast, those waves were way more hardcore than the big beach. Like it was pretty intense. And then like it's so weird being on an island like that because I went one day, we just woke up and then we went and picked my brother's son up from school and then we were sitting there and then rain. And then 5 seconds later, rain gone. It just, you get these random rain clouds. It's like 80 degrees, but then you get a little bit of light rain and then it's gone. It was so weird. Especially from Kansas, it's just so weird. It was
That's
cool
weird
though.
because we have
Yeah.
the weirdest weather patterns in the central.
And we have some weird shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? It was like, it's super cold today. It's not super cold, but compared to like 2 days ago, it was 70,
it was
80
like-
degrees.
It was like highs like 60. It's like, oh, well, that's
Yeah.
kinda different.
So like,
And then tomorrow's
you get a
70,
random-
80.
yeah. And then I heard like Friday, like during work, some of the people in the office were like, yeah, we're supposed to get a cold front. I'm like, what?
Yeah, this morning
And
they
then
said it felt
today-
like it was 36. I was like,
Dude,
whoa.
Hey, I woke up to take my dog out and I was like wearing shorts and sandals and then I threw on a jacket. And I was like, oh my God, it's cold. What am I
So-
doing?
You said Waimea Beach or Waimea
I think it's
Bay, right?
YMA. I think is I don't remember what they call it. I'll try to look it up real quick, but I'm trying to think of what it's called because I've looked it up several times. I just don't remember. I had a shirt for a while too.
Can I tell you
But-
a really cool story about Waimea Bay? So
Sure.
the first lifeguard at Waimea Bay, and I'm gonna fuck up his name because I always do, but it was Eddie Aikau, I think. He was this amazing fucking native Hawaiian surfer who was able to nail like 30-foot waves. And
Oh, it
stuff.
was YMA Bay.
Yeah, and he was able to nail 30 plus waves. He was named Lifeguard of the Year, saved over 500 people as the
Oh,
first
wow.
lifeguard of Waimea Bay. And not a
500
single-
people.
Over 500 people, and not
Oh
a
my
single
God.
life was lost while he was on duty. Not
That's
one
amazing.
life. And you want to know what happened to him? He died trying. He was doing this I don't know, it was like some boat trip or something where he and a bunch of friends were gonna go out and they were gonna do like this big this big trail, this big path, whatever. And I don't remember where they were going, but he they the canoe that they were in like developed a leak or something, and they ended up having to abandon ship, and they had it capsized, and he said he was going to go for help, so he got on his
Yeah.
surfboard and tried to paddle back, and he was never seen again.
Oh
no
no!
shit. Wow.
Like this guy who was this lifesaver, this
500.
amazing
Wow.
person, saved over 500 people, and he was
That's
lost at
amazing.
sea.
Wow. That sucks. Like, it's so, especially like, like when I was flying in, like, I will say, those were the first flights I've ever taken. It was to Cali and then straight from Cali to Hawaii. And when you're flying in, like, I was so new to flying, I was freaking out anyway. But it was Waimea Bay, that link I sent. Waimea Bay rock jump down.
Yep,
They say
that's
it's
it.
a 5 meters, so that's only 15 feet, I guess. Right?
It's like 40 feet.
Well, I
Wait,
don't
how
remember,
many
man. I'm not
meters?
gonna lie.
A meter is
5
3.
meters? That's 3 feet
Yeah.
per meter. So it was only
No,
15.
1 meter per foot. Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't remember. It
was 40 feet tall. No, it's 15. No, it's
Well, I was
40
gonna
feet
say
tall.
70, but that didn't seem right.
No, if you so if you jumped off a 70-foot tall peak
I would
into
die.
water,
Yeah, and that like
you
hitting
would be
concrete.
you'd be going a little less, I think, than 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's like hitting concrete basically. Like you're hitting water, but it's concrete.
What's terminal velocity for the human body?
I don't even know.
I'm gonna look it up.
I was gonna.
But flying in, like it's like when you're flying in, you look down and you're landing, and it's just this small ass island, just surrounded by ocean. It is mind blowing. And then when you're driving, there's certain spots where you can hit where you're driving, you're going like down this road, and my brother was like, "You see that?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's the ocean. That's not the sky." So like
Oh my
your
God.
horizon is ocean. You're not even looking at sky. It's just straight ocean
Oh, that's cool.
forever. Yeah, it's just straight forever ocean. And I'm like, what? Like we're on this island. Like it was just so crazy. It
Okay,
was so
so
amazing though, man.
two things real quick. You weren't even close to terminal velocity because apparently you have to fall at least 1,500 feet to get to terminal velocity.
Jesus.
So yeah, you weren't close to terminal velocity.
No,
So that's
it was so terrifying. I will say that.
my dad
I'm terrified
was
of
in
heights,
the
so
Navy.
15 feet jumping off is
Oh my
horrible.
God. But my dad was in the Navy, and one of the things he did is he took a picture of the open ocean, describing just what you were talking about, that open where you can't really tell where the sea ends and the sky begins. He took the negative, took a highlighter, drew little dotted lines, got it developed a picture of the equator while we were out there.
Wow.
And people believed him.
Oh no!
What?
My dad's an asshole.
That's funny. Yeah, it's freaking it's weird, especially like, from Kansas, the dead center of the United States. It's just like you don't
Completely
see water
landlocked.
ever. Yeah, it's land. It's sky and land. So when I was flying there and then you're driving, it's just like, and like when you're driving, the elevation changes so much, my ears were popping. Like you
Ooh.
get to like where you're sea level and then above sea level, and it's just like your ears pop all the time. It's crazy. It's so nuts there. And then driving through the highways there, oh, I won't forget this. I can't wait to go back. The highways, you go through these tunnels and you pop out, and it's just like giant mountains just covered in green. And you see the ocean on your left, and it's just giant mountains covered in green. And you're just driving through, and you hit another tunnel, and you'll be going. It's just green mountains. It's so unbelievable. And you're way down below the mountains, so it's just giant. It's so crazy. And then we hiked one. We
Those
hiked a
mountains
mountain.
are
Yeah.
volcanoes, and
Well,
they're
not
so
on
much
this
more
island.
active. Oh, okay.
Not on this island. Yeah. No, I wanted to go see an active volcano, and if I go again, I'm definitely seeing the volcano that's active over there because that's one thing I really want to see.
I think it'd be cool to get like a chunk of cooled lava.
Like
home with
yeah,
it.
like lava. Yeah, like lava rock.
Sweet.
That's called
Yeah.
igneous rock, and you can go down to your local geological store and pick
No,
one up
that's
for the
boring.
low
Igneous.
price of
Yeah, but
$12.99.
straight
That's
from the
cool.
island. Come on,
I will
that's
say-
cool.
So here's a huge difference. We have the salt mines over here in Hutch.
Oh, dude, those are
And-
nuts too.
I got salt directly from that salt mine, and that was super. That was way cooler than buying like, oh, here's some crystals.
Totally
oh,
different.
So neat. But like,
Totally
it was
different.
fucking cool because that was the first time I actually met one of my first friends on Twitch, because they lived in that area at one point, and we went to the salt mines. And did you know that there is the Batman Forever stuff in there? In other
They
documents,
left it in there?
they have fucking what's his name? Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer,
They have,
Forever,
they have
yeah.
his suit in there, and I was like,
You
we're
shut
exploring
your
salt mines.
mouth. No, they don't.
And we turned the corner because she had been there multiple times, and she's like, yeah, this is where I keep the movie memorabilia. And
What?
they had Arnold's Mr. Freeze outfit, and I was like, it was behind glass, and I was like, this is the most exciting thing. That was my childhood, I
In
grew up watching
Kansas?
like Batman. Yeah, it's down in the
What?
mines because
Shit.
they keep a whole bunch of documents and like
That's
other stuff down
exciting.
there to because down there it's just completely dry. It's like a nice
Yeah, you
65
can
constantly.
preserve stuff. Yeah,
And in case something like nuclear war happens, documents are preserved.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can preserve shit down there. It's so crazy.
But it was cool.
I went
like,
there one
seeing it.
time
It's neat.
for a school field trip, but it was so long ago. I don't remember it because I think it was when I lived in Pretty Prairie before I moved to Mulvane, and so I think it was so long ago. I don't remember much of it. I did not know they had that shit.
It
That's
was
so
cool.
crazy.
It was so cool. I
Man,
like
the
as soon
only
as you
salt
finish-
shit.
mines I ever go to are the Five Nights at Freddy's game tag on Twitch.
Oh jeez. All right. Podcast is over. Everybody
Oh shit!
wrap it
Or
up.
anything League of Legends or Overwatch, but yeah, or
Yikes.
fucking any game really. Fortnite. There's a lot of salt in that
Fuck
shit
it.
too.
Let's just alienate everybody. Yeah, if you play video games, you are a salty bastard. No.
Anybody who plays those video games knows they're a salty bastard.
They're super salty.
true.
That's why Tim.
It's
That's
true.
why Tim the Tatman left those damn games, dude.
It's
Made
bad
him a
on your
terrible
health after a
person. He
while,
didn't
man.
like it. Yeah, he even knew it. He was like, I fucking figured out I am a bad person when I play that stuff. He was like, I don't
get
like
it.
myself when I play it. Like, yeah, I do too in certain stuff, but
Like there's times
My
that we play
friend
Fortnite.
Ella-
Oh, go ahead.
My friend Ella on PS4 was playing competitive Overwatch, and she was like type 500, diamond, whatever the fuck that rank is up there.
yeah.
And she was a Mercy. And the stuff, like this is the one that I used to play Dead Space with, that I had to teach her how games work. Pew, off she goes. Oh, my God,
Really?
so yeah, same girl. And she,
Wow.
well, same woman. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, yeah.
And she like
Female.
the stories that she tells me about just how toxic
Yeah.
some community members can be. Like Infinity War came out, and you had people spamming General with Infinity War
Oh.
spoilers. She hasn't even touched the game in
Man.
like a month.
That's
because of-
been bad
yeah.
lately with in-game. Like, they
Mhm.
came out saying, like, a lot of the people have been like, it's been actually, compared to Infinity War and all this shit, the spoilers have been good. But there was this, you guys don't follow this, there was this NFL guy, a really good running back, that came out, and he was just on his Twitter spouting in-game spoilers.
But see,
Yeah,
here's
and
the
people were
thing.
like,
Wow.
what kind of shitty person you gotta be to ruin that? It's a 3-hour fucking movie.
Oh,
I saw
so-
it yesterday. It's amazing.
I haven't seen it yet. But
Here's the thing, here's the thing,
With
here's the thing.
that note, oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Sorry.
Who wants to go first?
Okay,
No,
so
no, go.
So Tiffany and I were wanting to see Captain Marvel before Endgame, but we're.
I
to
will
a
tell
point
you,
where,
it doesn't.
Hold on.
It
I know,
doesn't. You don't need to.
I figured that much. I was like, okay, even so.
I didn't see
I'll
it
be
either.
fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah. She doesn't have a humongous part, but she does at the same time. Like, it's
Just hold on.
sporadic.
Just
so
No,
Okay.
but I'm saying,
yeah,
because she's a new character. The new characters don't have a giant part because they all got, killed in the first Infinity War, basically.
Oh, now hold on. All right.
Have you not seen Infinity War? Jesus.
Number one, we're gonna start like a tag-in system for this podcast. So who
Have you
has the
not
floor
seen
holds the
Infinity
floor.
War? If someone hadn't seen Infinity War, that's on them.
All right, he's lost. He's
No,
done.
you get 1 week and then you can do spoilers. Fuck that.
No. I'm saying yes, I have seen Infinity War, but we really got to have like a tag in for this podcast because
How is there a tag? What tag you gotta have? What for? Captain Marvel? I didn't even see the movie, and she's in this movie, but she's not a giant part.
Okay, can I just?
No,
I was on a thing and I'm derailed already. You guys fucked me up.
No, what tag do you gotta have? Because all the new, if you look into it, a lot of the new characters, except for Rocket Raccoon and Ant-Man, got melted away.
Now, what I was going to say is we need a tag in so people aren't talking over each other. I wasn't talking about spoilers.
Oh my god.
It sounded like you were talking about
spoilers, because I don't want to fucking say anything. God damn it.
It totally sounded like you were like...
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, shit. I was like freaking out.
Yeah, I was like,
right,
fuck.
Real quick, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to restart.
No 5-minute break. Fuck them.
So
there's no spoilers. I'm just saying it shows the old group come together, which is awesome.
Okay.
It's like the old Avengers is what it is like. It's so good, and there's no spoilers in that because it just shows it's the main group of Avengers. Because the old ones got disintegrated. And if you haven't seen Infinity War, go fuck yourself. In my opinion, it's been over a year. Go fuck yourself.
It has been a long time.
Opinion.
What? come at me. I'm totally down.
In other news today, a kitten was saved from a tree by a firefighter.
So okay. So what I was going to say about so we were going to go see Captain Marvel, but I've been like, if you look at my Twitter right now, I haven't posted shit because I've been on Twitter because Endgame is everywhere, and we're like, we're wanting to go do it next. Too. We were going to do it next Sunday because I'm off on that day, but I was like, man, I really want to see this just so I can get it out of the way. And I'm the type of moviegoer that like, once I get back to the car, because it's proper movie etiquette to not say a word until you get back to the car, because it's, you pass by someone and you're like, oh yeah, so-and-so died, and they're just like, oh, what the fuck? But I'm the type of person that I will just talk about the movie on the way home, and like, after when we get home, and then like the next day. So like, I'm like, man, I have to burn through this movie because I really, really, really want to see it. This is like one of the first few movies in a really long time that I really want to see. So I've derailed my entire... I had a whole second half of this conversation, and it just fucking is gone.
It's not gone.
It doesn't feel too good?
No, it's gone because... Oh, God. Oh, no.
How's it gone?
Okay, thank you. Because that was sort of a semi-spoiler for Infinity War way back when. So I'm on Twitter, and someone posted 3 words. 3 fucking words. That
oh my God, if you say them...
I'm not going to say them, because as soon as I read that, I was like... Oh, yep. So-and-so is
for Infinity War, you're not gonna say anything?
No. For Endgame, this was it was a streamer that we follow regularly, and they said 3 words as like a sort of like nudging at something. Yeah. But it was a huge fucking nudge. 3 words, and I was like, oh my fucking God, why? I made it this far.
What were the words?
I'm not saying. No, I'll message you. I'll message you.
No. This is for Endgame. Sorry.
I'll message you later. But.
Well, there's 3. There's 4 I said yesterday.
I swear to God, in Twitch,
no, don't
my
say
Twitch bot Obscura is a spoiler sniper. And I
saw you and Chimera were.
Well, especially with a new movie, I get that.
Oh yeah, Chimera sent me a list of over 180 terms that he has blocked on Twitter and other sites to prevent spoilers. And this is an extensive list. There aren't any spoilers built into it because he built it before, he's seen the movie and things like that. But I mean, it's pretty fucking effective. Like, I haven't seen shit about the Marvel Cinematic Universe since I started importing them.
I was wondering about it because I while we were waiting earlier, I was flipping through your channels and I was like, oh, Chimera set up like a list, I think, or in-game mute Mark 2.
Yeah, it's higher. It's more terms than Mark 1, which I think had maybe like 100.
That's so much. That's so good though. Like that's another thing with like Twitch chat. I don't really participate in Twitch chat anymore. I think the only channel I participate in is April's and yours, Gelf, and that's it. I don't. I'm always doing something on my other monitor, and so like when you're like, like I come in and you're like, oh hey CR, and then I don't say a fucking word until the very end. But I'm always watching because I'm always like playing something on my second monitor. But I always feel weird because I'm like,
am with streams too.
It'll be like 4 hours later, and like, oh hey, have a good night. I'm like, shit, I haven't said anything all day. Like, my bad. I'm not participating. I'm not a good chat member.
Yeah, but you're watching. You're having fun. That's just.
Yeah. The one thing I really hate is
join the content.
One thing, like when you mute a stream on Twitch, it no longer counts you as a viewer, and I absolutely hate that.
It doesn't count you as a viewer?
Yeah.
Right. If you mute it in the game, but if you right click on the tab, like if you're in Chrome or whatever, you right click on the tab, say mute site.
Yeah,
it still counts because it's
doing mute
site. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing mute site.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Wow.
A frustrating thing. Like,
that's stupid. Why, if you mute someone, but you're still watching? Like, that's dumb. That's a dumb addition. What the hell? Like, you're still watching them, but you're doing something on your other monitor, like, or even not even on your other monitor. Say you're doing something, playing a game or something, but you're still having them up. Like,
you just turn them down really, really low. Then you get that ASMR whisper in the background as you're sneaking
except for super quiet. ASMR is like, there's nothing but that voice.
You guys want to hear a really strange story that I heard at work, but it's about Texas, and I think Gelf was behind this.
Texas, of course.
State bill punishing men who masturbate moves closer to law. Because it's
why would that be behind? Why would I be at fault for that?
I'm just saying because you're in Texas. Fair. Just because you're in Texas.
I know this one Texan person. I'm gonna blame them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I had heard that over at work, and I was like, I knew someday we would get there because with like abortion laws and stuff. Now people are saying like, oh, if you masturbate, you're technically killing your future children.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow.
There's been this I don't know where she's from, but there's been this politician that I don't know if she's in Congress or Senate or whatever, but or a governor, but she's been proposing these laws where if you go get like ED medicine or you go get like a vasectomy and all this shit, you're not allowed to do any of that, or there's a tax on condoms because it's the same thing as getting birth control and all this stuff. Yes, all that shit, which is true.
That stuff is. In and of itself, these laws are being proposed and whatnot, as men. Kind of like it's
old white men.
It's meant to be like a social commentary. Like these are the things that women are taxed for, and the pink tax, and these are the things.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah, 100%.
So they're trying to make a point by passing this. The fact that it's actually close to passing is like
is hilarious. Yes. Well, and a lot of them are jokes. Like that lady brings them up as a joke. She's like, it's a joke, but it's serious. Like she brings it up stating like, it's a tax on condoms and all this stuff because you're taxing our stuff. So if I'm gonna pass this, you better start undoing a lot of the shit you guys you've done.
That's when everyone starts
going,
whoa,
that's when these old white guys are like, whoa,
now it's a problem. Gotcha.
I'm 70 years old and I know what the fucking younger generation wants. Yeah, right.
I need my goddamn boner pills.
Speaking of dumb laws, have you guys heard any like really ridiculous laws? Because there are some humdingers. Like it is illegal to cross the Minnesota-Wisconsin border with a duck on your head.
That is awesome.
In California, animals are banned from mating publicly within 1,500 feet of a tavern, a school, or a place of worship.
A tavern? Why? What does that make sense? Oh, it doesn't.
Did you know,
that's why.
Did you know that in Florida, having sex with a porcupine is illegal?
Thank God.
Yeah, goddamn rabbits, though, Fuck a porcupine. Literally, don't fuck a porcupine, but.
And in Kansas, hitting a vending machine that stole your money is illegal.
Oh God, I've done that several times. At
Don't
work.
say that in public. Funny. They're coming for you, man.
I beat the shit out of them.
That's funny because we have a vending machine in the police department and we hit it all the time. So.
Yeah. That could not be more perfect.
Well, you're already at the
No.
police department, so all they have to do
Yeah.
is walk you into a room.
All right,
and
we're walking you this way. Damn it.
And in Texas, you're not allowed to carry wire cutters in your pocket.
That's oddly specific.
15. That's fine.
I've got a couple. You want to hear some Kansas ones?
Yes, please.
Apparently, you can't use mules to hunt ducks.
What?
Why?
It doesn't make. We don't even have mules here. I haven't seen a mule in fucking forever. What?
You're not allowed to catch fish with your hands, so that's kind of
Okay.
odd.
Oh, that happens a lot though, because there is that catfishing. Like they what's it called? Where they go under the water and they catch catfish with their hands. Noodling.
Oh, noodling. Yeah.
Yeah. They do that all over the world, but
you're not allowed to eat clam chowder on Sunday between 11:50 a.m. and 12:48 p.m.
You get less than an hour to not eat clam chowder. What?
Oh, that's like, hey, I'm hungry for some lunch. Ah, damn it.
Yeah, fuck. We gotta wait till 1 o'clock. Well, 12:59.
Damn it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. No way. What are these dumb laws?
Okay, here's one of the best ones in Texas. A recently passed anti-crime law requires criminals to give their victims 24 hours notice, either orally or in writing, and to
Orally?
explain the nature of the crime to be committed.
By the way,
Orally?
Cody, this time tomorrow,
I
I'm going to
love
come kill
every bit
you.
of
Oh, all right. I'll make some time for you.
Okay, man.
I'll be waiting right here.
I'll fucking make sure. Oh my
That's
god.
nice. You guys want to
No
hear?
way.
You guys want to hear another postal story in a second?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Go for it. Yes.
Oh, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say one more is when
Sure.
two trains meet each other at a railroad crossing, each shall come to a full stop and neither shall proceed until the other has gone.
On the same? No, that's not. That's
Dude,
impossible.
oh my god,
Oh
are
my
you kidding me?
God.
Dude, in Topeka?
I would
No, this
snowball
is
Snowball
fight.
Texas. This
No,
is
no,
Texas.
in Topeka, Kansas,
Oh, okay.
snowball fights are illegal.
Oh yeah, honestly, that's the most practical one because they could throw like
No,
an
it
ice
is
ball.
not!
They could hit someone with an ice ball or something. And they would actually do damage.
Did you know
But
that
God
you can
forbid I
be
can't hunt with
arrested-
my mule. What the fuck? Can't get my ducks.
Topeka, no one may scream at a haunted house. Are you out of your mind?
At or in?
No, at anywhere at a haunted house. You can't fucking scream it. Not on the lawn, not in the goddamn thing.
So what if I'm just talking really loud with my buddy? What if like I'm
Oh,
talking
you're
over, like, a
fucking
leaf
yelling,
blower?
okay? You're in jail. You can't yell here, sir.
Oh god.
Oh shit, that's hilarious.
All right. Go. What'd you have? I heard you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's just one more from Texas that you can get a felony charge if you own or promote the owning of more than 6 dildos.
What?
Okay, Brandon, before we go to Texas, I'm going to throw my...
Well, I got a
Collection
top
out.
one.
Throw the collection out. You gotta drop it to 7 or 5 dildos.
I've got
Well, maybe it's
5
6 each.
old.
Is it 6 each? Okay, so you have 12
Well,
maybe per household, or
Yeah.
oh my
Well,
god.
I don't know. It's just owning more than 6,
Hey,
and if
Brandon,
it's a
whoa.
personal owning, you guys can like. I don't know. maybe just-
Well, you can own them, but you can't brag about them.
Exactly. You
That's
can't. You also
funny.
can't tell someone else, "Hey, you need to own more than 6
Hey,
dildos."
Cody.
Oh, felony charge.
Hey,
What?
Cody, I've got 24 dildos. Spread the
Oh
word, okay?
my
I'm
god.
calling the fucking police.
Okay,
Call the police.
forget
You're going to
snowball
prison.
fights.
It's not even
Forget
jail,
snowball
it's
fights.
prison.
We're going to CR's house. We're gonna have a dildo fight.
Oh shit! You can just throw them and stick them to walls and shit. Just chucking them.
I called the dragon
Oh,
tail.
man. I don't know what the names are. I just
I
call
don't-
the big
Whoa.
black one, I guess. I don't.
Whoa,
I don't know. I want the biggest one I can hit someone with.
whoa! All right,
Listen.
you heard it here, folks. C-Mac really wants the biggest dildo.
Oh
to
shit!
smack
No,
everybody with.
no.
Is it about length or is it about the thickness? Does it hurt
It's
more if it
a
wraps
little
around
bit
your
of
face
both.
or if
It's
it's
a
a
little bit
solid
of-
bludgeon?
Are you
Is it
more
like
of
a
a
blackjack?
cloud or a Sephiroth? Do you want
Oh.
length or do you want girth?
I don't
in your
know.
battle dildo?
I don't know.
I want a two-handed.
I don't know. Until I hold it in my hands, I guess I don't know. You know, we'll figure it out.
So the next time you guys go to a Renaissance festival, you're not going to come back with swords.
We'll come back with swords, all right.
Oh yeah, no,
We'll be
2
having a
foot
real
long,
sword
just
fight.
fucking.
We'll edit that out. We'll edit that out.
I am not editing anything.
No,
Not
hell
happening.
no. Oh man. Okay,
Okay.
go to your postal.
all
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
right. I'll just go down the list again here. Okay, so we got catfish sale. We got some gang colors.
Oh.
We have very single, very in all capitals. Invisible head. Pray to Jesus before you sleep. And we have it's a simple one. I'm not gonna. There's no story behind it, but I delivered to a man named John Butts. I know where John Butts lives. And shoplifter who yelled at. Well, the people yelled at me.
Did you say the bathroom one?
Oh, that was Dick's story. That's the top one.
Go to Dick's story.
You want to hear Dick's story? Okay.
That's a good
I
one.
think we're already on that train of thought anyway.
Perfect.
yeah,
Okay.
we kind of are. Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if this store or convenience store is anywhere else besides the Midwest, but it's called Casey's General Store. And it's just a gas station. They sell pizza, whatever. And ironically enough, I passed by that same place today, and I thought of the dick that I saw. And
Oh shit!
it's okay.
Clip it. Thought of the dick. Oh no.
So there's I don't know about women, but there's very specific bathroom etiquette that men follow, unspoken rules. It's a huge list of them. Everybody knows them. It's just how it is. So every convenience store that I go into as a postman, it's multiple stall, whatever. So I just walk in every time, right? And if it's not, the door is locked. So I walk in and it's just a single toilet bathroom. And I was like, oh shit. And like so like the toilet's on the right and the guy's on the left. So like there's a middle part where he's just hanging, just hanging out. And so I open the door. I'm like, oh, oh shit, I'm sorry. And I try not to curse because I curse a lot, but it's hard not to when I'm doing my postal stuff because I'm in my uniform and I have to kind of act professional. So I was like, oh, my bad. And so I stand outside the door. I'll wait for him because I'm waiting to go to the bathroom. This was on a Sunday as well, so like I was just wrapping up, delivering packages, and I was ending the day. And anyway, so I saw this man's penis, and so he comes out, right? He opens the door and holds it for me, locks eye contact, and watches me walk in. It just holds the door. And okay, first of all, at the bathroom, if you hold the door, it's for like a second. Do you make eye contact in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Do you talk
never.
to somebody in the bathroom? Only if you
Never.
fucking absolutely know
Yes.
them. And then like, I don't like, some guys are really relaxed in the bathroom, but like, dude, if I'm like, because you're already standing
I'm
at a
tense,
urinal,
bro.
like
Yeah,
just
I'm tense.
you gotta hide it sometimes, You're like, yeah, get up against
Oh,
this
yeah.
urinal, but
Yep.
it just made it so fucking weird. I'm like, why? Like, he's like, just opened the door, locked eyes, and like stayed locked. I think he did it on purpose. I think he was trying to throw some signals my way, and I just wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's so weird. The difference between bathroom etiquette between guys and girls.
It is huge.
I mean, I'll go into the bathroom. I'll be doing my business, and I'll hear a knock knock on the stall wall. Like, hey, sorry to bother you. Can I have some toilet paper? Sure, here you go. I've
hell
shared
no.
tampons in a bathroom. Like,
we will wipe our ass with our hands before we knock on somebody else's door.
There's some goddamn sinks in there.
But I mean, like, I'll share. I'll just. Oh, hey, I need a tampon. Sure, here you go. Oh, hey, I need a pad. Here you go. Oh, hey, I spilled something. Here's some paper towels. It's like whatever. No problem at all in a women's bathroom. But the thing with the women's bathroom is they make them look so nice.
Yes.
Good lighting. They have nice wallpaper, whatever.
Not ours.
And it's dripping like a fucking cave. There's water everywhere.
Yeah, like
clog them damn
like
toilets.
I've gone to the bathroom with Cody, and I've known Cody for 8 years, and I'll go into the bathroom with him. I may say maybe one thing. Other than that,
No, I don't talk either. Nope.
Just go to the bathroom, and then
And this
Focus
is why
on
women
the
go to the
urination.
bathroom in groups,
right
We
when
go
you get outside
separate
the
as
door,
hell. we
like-
don't fuck around.
like right when you get outside the door, it just picks right back up. Like it's such
Yes.
a weird.
Dude,
See,
it's or like while washing hands or something, like that's when you're safe. It's like
That's crazy because a perfect point is I went to the bathroom last night on break, and this girl followed me who's a good friend of mine, and her and I were sitting on the toilet just having a conversation like, hey, I'm so happy the weekend's up, and well, we're just having a
so weird.
conversation.
can never do that in my life. Nope.
Yeah, like I've had
If some guy-
conversations with people I don't even know.
Nope.
Girl walks in and she's like, "Oh my god, I've got such a headache," and she's there alone. She says it to herself, and I said, "Hey, I've got some ibuprofen in my purse. Do you
Nope.
want some?" And she's like, "Yeah, do you mind if I am?" "Yeah, here you go." Shake it out, give her the ibuprofen. We talk about, "So what are you drinking tonight?" "Oh, you might want to stick with clear liquors after that." Yeah. "Did you try this drink?" "No, but I think I will." "Okay, cool." And I never saw her again.
Nope. If a guy says that to me, I'm like, oh, cool, okay. And that's literally it. It's not fucking anything. I'll go wash my hands. I'm walking out. Hey, oh nope. I don't talk to dudes.
Oh shit! I was muted the whole time. I wasn't talking though. With guys, like, dude, if someone says anything to me in the bathroom, I think that they're a fucking weirdo. Like, I'm like, no,
Well,
don't talk
it's
to me.
usually like those. I'm not gonna say alpha males because I'm an alpha kind of guy, but it's those ones that are like the Adam. Yes. It's those type of guys where they're like, bro, and they're just like loud and obnoxious
Look at my
guys,
dick, bro. Oh,
Dude,
my
yeah,
God.
basically. And those are the ones like they'll come in twos
Those
or
guys like
threes,
that.
just talking. Yes, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god, and they're annoying. I just in my head, I'm like, I want to fight all of you, but I can't.
Have you
I
guys
hate
seen
it. I
that
hate those
meme
guys.
picture, that little comic strip of it's a single guy standing at a urinal,
Yes.
and another guy walks
Oh,
in
yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
right
That's
next to
another
him,
rule.
and he says like,
Yes.
"Hey, I don't watch Game of Thrones."
That's another rule.
That's hilarious.
If there are 4 urinals, say, let's just
You
use an example of
piss
4.
one apart from each other.
One apart is the rule. If somebody,
One apart.
I will go into another stall than stand.
Yeah, I will
next to
too.
somebody.
Yes.
That is the rule.
If there's
That's the
if there's
unspoken rule.
4 and
It's just how
it's
it is.
one space one, I'm going to the stall.
Unless there's a concrete barrier that goes from floor to ceiling, it's so weird.
Yes.
Everybody does it.
I
There's
would
so
say
many rules
I've
for the guy
gotten
in the
more
bathroom. It's unreal.
confident about it, but definitely.
It's not even a confidence thing. I just don't like to stand next to somebody. It's just so weird because
bump
you're
their
openly.
shoulder and it's like, "Oh, sorry,"
No, because there's a divider, but it's just like some guys are taller than others. You know?
Yeah, tell me about
And
it.
it's weird because like out of the
I'm
corner of my
6'1".
eye, I look at their face.
Okay, so I have a question for both of you.
Sure,
If you go
yes.
into a bathroom, there's a bay of 4 urinals. There's one dude. He's from the second one from the left, but his pants are all the way to the fucking ground.
I'm
Do you
laughing.
use the stall?
I'm laughing my ass off in that hole. I will crack up before I go to the bathroom. I'll use it next to him, yes, but I will laugh so hard before. Because my brother did it as a joke one time. My older brother John, we went into Walmart one time, and I went to the bathroom in a different spot, and he went and he was like, "Watch this," and he just pulled his pants all the way down the floor. Just oh my god,
Oh,
I
no.
laughed so hard because I
Yeah.
walked by
What kind of
after.
shit is on those bathroom floors?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
especially
whatever,
as
I
a
mean,
guy.
if-
Oh my
if you
god.
if you have a beard, it doesn't matter. You get the same shit in your beard. I have a beard, so I don't care. You're getting the same stuff over your body. It doesn't matter because there's particles in the air. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
this is your daily reminder to shut the toilet lid before you flush because aerosolized
Every
shit
time.
Yes,
particles are
yes.
no joke.
Yep, I do
That
it every
and
time.
I wash my beard every day. I don't play games. I wash my hair, beard, no matter what.
Keeps.
I play for keeps. I'm keeping that puppy clean. you know.
And you have to braid it and start singing dwarven drinking.
Once
songs.
it gets long enough, I'm going to. Don't
Check
you
this
worry.
out,
It's
Timmy.
getting longer and longer.
What do you think? You think I could braid it? Look how close it is. It's like an inch long.
You can't. No, hell no. Mine's longer than yours, bro. I can't braid it.
Cody
You
can.
can't braid an inch of hair.
I'm getting close. I can split it in 2. I just can't quite braid it yet. It's probably 3 inches long right now.
Okay, so we went from hilarious laws talking about
Man.
dick dildos and dildo fights to
bathroom etiquette.
3 inches long.
Welcome to the required podcast. It's a variety.
I like how we've planned all these links and stuff, and we talked about
Dude, so
literally
we didn't talk
one of
about
them.
any of those. It's hilarious. Yeah, one. Yeah, literally one.
And
That's
it's
funny.
I mean, we're at 59 minutes. You guys got any last words? You guys want to hear another postal thing real quick? Or...
Yes, please.
All
Yeah,
all
do a postal,
Let's
bro.
do. I could probably do a couple quick
Game
ones.
ender here.
Let's
Actually, could I after your postal story, can I end with like an uplifting kind of encouraging story from work?
Sure.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure. You know.
Oh,
talk
for
about
sure.
Cat,
That's
I'm
cool.
going to talk about catfish in a second. That's pretty uplifting to me. I love catfish. Okay, so This is actually my story, but it's one of my buddies' story that she had. She got sent out of station one time where that like another station might need help, so they just send you out and you have to go work over there for the day. And she was wearing, because I started wearing sweatbands, different color sweatbands, and she was like, by the way, if you ever go work at da area, don't wear red. And I was like, I immediately knew because of the area that we kind of work in is real kind of shady on most of them. And she went to a barber shop, and this was like her first month in, and she's only been there for maybe about a month and a half longer than I have been, so we're still pretty on par. And they go, hey, thanks for the mail. By the way, next time you come here, you might want to wear a different color headband. And at first she was like, oh, what do they mean? And it was a bunch of it was a crypt area.
No
and
shit.
all those people were crypt members, and she was wearing red headband for the Bloods. And she was like, oh shit, like I didn't realize that was a thing. So now I just bought a 12 pack of sweatbands, and I don't even wear my red and blue ones because of the area that we live in. I wear my pink one all the time.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah,
people love that one.
Yeah,
but so yeah, that's a thing. See, you don't think about that when you're just going about your day. And
that's so crazy, especially as a normal worker. Like you're just going about your job. You don't. Man, that's so crazy. That'd be freaky, dude.
All right, last one. Okay, so me and that same person, I'm not going to name this person, by the way, but so me and that same person, we talk outside in the parking lot after work just about every day. We're just chatting about work and, who's doing what, this and that. And we are far in our parking lot. Like, we have, like, a whole gate. Like, to get where we are, you have to drive, like, way into, like, a corner. And so we were literally talking about how much weird shit we see on a daily basis. Like, I told her the dick story, and I was like, man, yeah, we see weird shit, right? I'm not kidding. I told her the dick story, and then I hear this car pull up behind me, and I thought someone was leaving because everybody was leaving that time. It's time for, it's time everyone's clocking out. And this lady, I just hear a voice, hey, do you guys want to buy some catfish? And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I just made 2 catfish dinner. They're hot and I only have 2 left. And I was just like, I just turn around real slow. I was like, what the fuck? Like, to get into our parking lot, and you're not supposed to. It says government property, don't enter, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
I was like,
government,
no,
God dang it.
No, I'm good. Thank you, though. I mean, it sounded delicious, but I'm not going to take, food from somebody on the street. It's a scary area at some points. But, and then, like, they waited for my buddy to say something. Like, she stood there, like kind of like, hey, he answered for me kind of thing. And they just sat there, and they're like, and she's like, oh, no, I'm good, thanks. And I just slowly turned back around. I was like, what the fuck? And our parking lot's really small, and so they had to shuffle. They had to do like the Austin Powers kind of turnaround to get out. And we saw our other postal buddy like heading out. We're waving to him. Like, he thought that we were like waving like goodbye, and we're like, dude, get out of here, they're gonna ask you for catfish, like go to your car. And we see the car pull up, you see the passenger window roll down, and you just hear, oh no thanks, I'm good, blah blah. It's like they're fucking trying to sell catfish in the back of a fucking USPS parking lot.
Literally driving on government property. Like, you want some catfish?
The way that it worked out, we're just like, man, we see some of the weirdest shit. Hey, you guys want some catfish? Like, oh
that is
my
so
god,
weird.
the timing was awesome.
That never happens.
All right, Gelf, take us
So-
home.
So I work at a bookstore, which you guys know, audio listeners. Hey, support your local independent bookstore. And I was working one day, and just kind of one of those general sort of days where, I'm helping this person, little old lady, kind of hunched shoulders. She's got her walker. She comes up to the information desk, and I say, hey, can I help you find anything? Oh yeah. I've got this list. And she sets her list up there, and I'm going through, and we've got some of them. The ones that we don't have, I order in for her. So she'll be back in a week, and da-da-da. And she says, do you have that? I don't know what the name of it is, but it's a mystery. It's set in the future, and it has lots of really good sex in it. And I'm like,
oh my god,
hell yeah.
God.
Well, here's the thing: is I don't read the romance section very often. I'd like to.
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Robots.
No,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
God, please.
But what I said,
Sorry, go ahead.
I told her that. I said, I don't know the romance section very well, but maybe I can find what you're looking for. Well, it turns out she's looking for the In Death series by J.D. Robb. And she said, have you ever, oh, yes, that's it. Have you ever read it? And I said, no, but we do have the one you're looking for. And there's like 40 of them or something like that in this series.
Oh my God.
She's gonna be busy.
She's going ham.
Well, she was looking for like the latest two. And I showed her where they were. And she said, now, what's the first one called? And it's called Naked in Death. Is the first one.
Naked and Afraid.
Right? Well, she says, it's really well written. You really should take a look at it. Da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, yeah. You know what? I'll add it to my list. I've been wanting to get into romance. It's a mystery book, but whatever. I like that. And she's like, okay, now where are the crossword puzzles? And I'm like, okay, they're over here. So I show them I show her where they are, and they're a little further away. So we take our time, and section, and she's like, oh, thank you so much, you've been so helpful. I'm like, yeah, if you need anything else, just give me a yell. And I start to walk away, and I'm about 20 feet away from her, about to take the corner to go back to the information desk, and this sweet little old lady with white hair and a walker and 2 mystery romance novels on her little walker seat yells after me across the store, and everybody can hear, and get naked in death, you'll love it.
Oh my God.
And I did. That's the funny part, is because of that moment, I knew I had to. So I did. I bought it, I read it, and it was actually pretty good. So I was like, all right, cool. I have started on the path to romance novels.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That's amazing.
I found
Older
out
ladies
later-
they have no fucking care in the
Oh,
world.
it's perfect. And the thing
I
is, I
love
found
them.
out later that J.D. Robb is the pen name for Nora Roberts, who is arguably the most prolific romance author on the planet, or at least one of them. Had no
So
idea.
she went under a different.
Yeah,
name
she's got a
to
different
write-
name for her mystery
Wow.
novels. Yeah.
That's
Fuck
crazy.
Yeah. Are you the lady that writes the sex books? Oh no, you're the mystery one. I'm sorry.
And if you do, what was the name of them again? Hold on.
Yeah.
Repeat that. What's the ISBN
all
number?
The names. Yes. Oh my God,
Jesus.
that's hilarious.
So that's your uplifting sort
Old
of.
ladies, they're so
Old-
cool. They
old
just
lady
don't
sex.
care,
Fucking
man.
rock.
They're so not old lady sex. God, that's not the ending. Jesus. Oh God, hey man.
And if it is, hey, there's an audience for it out there.
Yeah,
if
look,
you
there
want me to find it for you,
definitely
I will.
is.
But
There definitely
probably
is an
wouldn't do
audience
it.
out there.
All right,
Oh
let's
my
wrap it up.
God. All right.
Oh my God. All right. Thanks for. Oh, that was close. Thanks for listening to this week's.
You gonna say watching?
No. But
You're
thanks for
a
watching.
liar.
God, I almost said it. Thanks for listening to the Required Podcast this week. We'll be back next Sunday with more. I don't know, garbage, more old lady
Shenanigans.
sex.
We're
more
garbage.
improvements. More improvements. We're
Uh.
gonna put a tag system in so we can
Tag
tag
system.
off.
We're
So
gonna-
CMAC isn't yelling over us.
That's his thing. You'll
That's
learn.
my thing.
That's Cody.
It's true.
Cody is
Gotta
just
learn.
loud. Cody's just
That's
a very
my thing.
loud human being.
I'm a loud person.
All
All
right,
right.
we'll let it go.
Let's wrap up. All right, I'm gonna hit that button.
Bye.
Be sure to subscribe and hit the Sorry, that was before we started recording.
Bye.
All right. Goodbye.